conclusion from the chapters that we've done previously. The Sheikh now is moving to talking about actions. Now, I know I've said this before, but Kitab at-Tawhid is split into 4 sections. Number 1, definitions, which is what we've completed. Number 2, actions. Number 3, perfection, as in perfection of Tawheed, or before that, let's say statements. And number 4, perfection. So definitions we've done. Now we are moving into this. Now the rest of the book is all about this. Now from this, you're going to have certain things which are major. You're going to have certain things which are minor. And then you're going to have certain things. Now, perfection is in a category of its own, because in perfection, the person has not left Tawheed. The person has not left Tawheed. He's just not perfected it. So for an example, what we were doing with the year 3 class the other day, the example here, the next lesson for the year 3 class, taking pictures and drawing images. That is in defiance to a person's La ilaha illallah, but it's not a major shirk and it's not a minor shirk. It is against the perfection. So why is it that we can't take images or draw images or sculpt images or anything like that? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the one who creates. وَالْخَالِقُ الْبَارِئُ الْمُصَوِّرُ. He is the one who creates and he fashions and he perfects and he creates things in intricate beauty. Therefore, on the Day of Judgment, there's going to be a great deal of punishment for those who take images. So if there is a person who is making images, we will not say that that person becomes a mushrik or he is involved in minor shirk. Not automatically anyway. We will say that person has not perfected his Tawheed, because this is a right which really should belong to Allah. So he is sinful in what he is doing, and he is negating what is from the perfection of La ilaha illallah. Therefore, now we've got certain actions which are major and certain actions which are minor. I'll give you an example. Major kufr, straight away, if a person was to engage in sihr, for example. But there are certain actions which are minor, such as riya. A person does a good deed to be shown by people, to be seen by people. That's an action, but that's minor. Shirk. There could be statements which are major kufr, which takes a person immediately outside the fold of Islam, such as mocking the religion and insulting the religion. That takes a person immediately out. But if a person was to swear an oath by other than the name of Allah, so if he said, I swear on my mother's life, I swear on your life, I swear on my mother's grave, these are statements which are minor. So it's important that we understand how Kitab at-Tawhid has been segregated and been, put together by the Shaykh rahimahullah. And this is what we mean by what we have said just now, that the Shaykh now, after completing the definitions section, we are now moving into the core of the book, because the definitions are important. And that's why we've just done this recap right now. Because if we don't understand that, then this all will be problematic. And it's important that, because some people, they read Kitab at-Tawhid and they take something into extremes when it doesn't require that extreme. Why? Because the definitions have not been understood correctly. So they will think all of it is an issue of Tawheed and Shirk, when it might not necessarily be the case. It might be something that is, sin and bid'ah, not being relaxed on it, but it doesn't take a person necessarily outside the fold of Islam, as you can see here. Some of it is major, some of it is minor. And if a person doesn't understand the definition section, then they will not understand what is the difference between major and minor and how major and minor can change and fluctuate. So it's important that we get this and we understand it well. Right, so chapter number 6. And the Sheikh Saleh, the Sheikh, he's saying,